Hey everybody, so I thought today I would share with you some of the costs that's involved with living here in Malaysia and to kind of give you a general idea of the conversion from a US dollar to Malaysian ringgit, right? So one US dollar equals approximately 4.6 Malaysian ringgit. Now that can fluctuate, and that has gotten higher and it's gotten lower, so it sort of depends on the strength of the dollar at any given time. Now, so when I travel back and forth, because I do work, right? So I use gas. Now I got a fairly new car, a Nissan, and so it gets decent gas mileage. And on average, I probably use about half a tank, maybe a little bit less than that, and that costs me somewhere around 54 ringgit. So if I had to fill up my tank, I would say it's probably going to cost me 120 ringgit. And so you take that, you divide that by 4.6, and you kind of get the the general amount. So $10 of gas is going to be about 46 ringgit, right? And so that is that 40 ringgit or so, it's going to get me close to half a tank. So fuel, I believe, here in Malaysia is somewhat subsidized through the government's I think they got offshore drilling that happens here. So I believe they have a subsidy, and that keeps the gas prices lower. But I am not 100% sure on that. So if you're in Malaysia, please comment down below. Let me know. So some other costs, right? So I work quite a bit, right? I mean, there's a reason why I'm here. And so I do get food delivered. And so Karen and I order from a service called Grab. And you can kind of go up or down on the scale of, qualities, right? You can do low scale, very cheap. For two people, you could easily spend 25 ringgit and get quite a bit of food. Or you can go fairly high quality and spend 200 ringgit, right? So we probably, for two people, if we're going to eat at a decent restaurant and we want that delivered to us at home, right, we'll probably spend about 120 to 150 ringgit. Now, what does that actually get you, right? That's a great question. And that could be, for us, that will get us about a 4-course, high-end amount of Indian food, right? That includes cheese bread and different kinds of naan, garlic naan, a couple vegetables, maybe 2 meat dishes like chicken curry or a mutton curry, and it usually will come with a couple drinks and maybe even some, we spend a few extra ringgit, we might even get some almond ice cream. And so we can get all that for under 150 ringgit, right? So now the delivery fee, that's really interesting. So I pay an annual fee to Grab to get discounts on my delivery, and because I do that, and it's like, I want to say 50 ringgit a year, it's like really low. And so every time I go to do an order, they're discounting my my delivery fees, and so as much as 50%, and a lot of times those delivery fees are zero because they give me a lot of coupons. It's really common for me to get a coupon. So I will pay for the fastest delivery possible, which is between 30 and 40 minutes. So imagine that, between 30 and 40 minutes, I can get a 2-star, 3-star meal delivered directly to my house for less than 150 ringgit, right? And don't forget, you divide that by 4.6, get you the US dollar equivalent. And you can do something similar when it comes to euros. And so it's extremely economical And the service, most of the time, is very, very good. Now, I've had one time where someone said they delivered something, they didn't. I reached out to grab, and they eventually processed my money back. So that they do honor their platform pretty well. And so in the United States, people use Amazon a lot to deliver stuff. And Amazon's good. Don't get me wrong, I do like it. And we even use Amazon Singapore from time to time when they let us, right? For some reason, we don't know why, but sometimes they won't let us deliver here from Singapore. But in doing so, we found out that turns out there's better than Amazon, and we're pretty much sold on a service called Shopee. And so Shopee here in Malaysia is connected to the Chinese Silk Road. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know what that means. But to those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, is the Silk Road is a international system of trade that China has set up because, as you know, they manufacture, well, let's just say most likely everything. And so they have a huge amount of capability. And so that Silk Road is the train system, the delivery system of trucks and ships and trains across the old kind of Silk Road of China, ancient China. It's actually much bigger than the one from ancient China at this point. And so we pretty much can get everything, and it's really amazing where, you know, I can get fruit from Turkey. We get polished olive beans from the Holy Land, clothes from China or Malaysia or Thailand. I get, you know, very nice, expensive roasted nuts, you know, that would cost a fortune in the United States. And I get these huge bags for like maybe $5 US. And it's just amazing. Sometimes even cheaper than that. And right here in Malaysia, a lot of stuff comes pretty quick. And they're so good at it that it's eliminated the need for us to go to a normal grocery store on a regular basis. So now when we go to a grocery store, we're looking for something very, very specific that we can't get on Shopee. And so it's probably Western in nature. And so it's just something, it's not a must-have, but it's something that we enjoy. And so we're looking for that. So those two services are something that us as expats, that we use extensively, which frees us up for a lot of time and allows us to have a more pleasant experience while we're traveling. It allows us to be able to use our time and our focus and our finances in a way where we use that time to make the money that we're here to do, right? And so instead of spending our time waiting in a long queue in a supermarket, it's just, you know, we put in the order, it's here in an hour. I mean, it's like that. It's that simple, right? Shopee, of course, it could be next day delivery. It could be a delivery within a couple days, or it could be a couple weeks. It just sort of depends. They'll give you that estimate, and then you can decide on where you want to buy that from. So we pretty much buy stuff all over Asia and into the Middle East, and sometimes even out of Europe. Not much on Shopee comes from the United States because the United States doesn't manufacture as much as they used to. But there's a few things here and there, and normally we'll use Amazon Singapore if it's a service we want coming out of the United States. All right, I hope these tips helped everybody. Thank you very much, and travel on, everybody.